I can add fractions and mixed numbers, and quite frankly, if you can add mixed numbers, you can definitely add fractions. The first thing that I would recommend is that if you see a problem like this where it's written horizontally, go ahead and actually rewrite the problem where it's vertically. And I'm going to do a little trick here to make it a little bit easier for myself. There we go. And so now I can look at this problem just like this. And we can cross that out because I don't even want you looking at it. First thing you do is go ahead and add your whole numbers. Well, that's 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. And now let's add our fractions. Same thing you learned when you were younger. We have to make sure the bottom number or the denominator is the same. Well, we can make both of them into 8s. So I'm just going to rewrite this one so it'll stack up on top of this. I'm going to multiply this by 2 and multiply that by 2. And now we have 2/8. And now just focus on adding the top number of your fractions. 3 plus 2 is 5. And we keep the same denominator. So there's our answer, 5 5/8. This problem is pretty much exactly the same thing. Again, I always recommend that if it's written horizontally, that you go ahead and make it into a vertical problem. It's just a lot easier to see that. And how about I just go ahead and delete that now. There we go. And so go ahead and draw your line so that way it's straight. Maybe you extend it out a little ways, that way you have a little bit of work here if you need to change your fractions. Neatness counts. If not, the sloppiness is going to do you in pretty quickly. Add your whole numbers. 4 plus 17 is 21. And now, since our denominators are the same, we can go ahead and add our numerators. 15 plus 16 is 31. And now we have an issue. Here's the problem. Anytime that your fraction is improper, and we just learned in the last lesson that improper fractions, the top number is bigger than the bottom number. It's improper. We can't make that. So we need to simplify this improper fraction by making it into a, yep, you guessed it, mixed number. So all we're going to do is over here, take a little bit of time and figure out 3129 says a mixed number. 29 goes into 31 one time. So 31 minus 29 is 2. That becomes our denominator. And now, I'm sorry, our numerator, and we keep the same denominator. And so at this point, what we're left with is 21 plus 1 and 2/29. Well, 21 plus 1 is 22 and 2/9. So just be careful. If your fraction after you get done adding is improper, make this into an improper fraction and then proceed to add it to your existing whole number if there is one. Go ahead and pause the video, see what you can do with 5, 6, and 7, and hit play when you're ready. Okay, let's go ahead and turn them into vertical problems here. There we go. And let's just kind of clean it up here. That way you can actually see what we have. 14 plus 8 is 22. And again, we're going to have to go through and change our denominators to be the same. So you can see what I'm doing here. It's making this into 5/10 and making this into 4/10. We have the same denominator, so now we can add our numerators to 5 and 4, and that equals 9/10. So our answer is 22 and 9/10. When we look at number 6, 3 plus 7 is 10. This time we're lucky. The denominators are the same. They're both 3, so add our numerators of 1 and 4, and that equals 5/3. Well, we have an issue here. 5 divided by 3 gives us a leftover amount of 2. So it's going to be 10 plus 1 2/3. So now we can add our whole numbers, and that equals 11 2/3 is our final answer. And lastly, let's take a look at this one. 11 plus 2 is 13. Denominators don't match, so let's go ahead and multiply the top and bottom by 5. That'll make that into 5/15. Multiply this by 3, top and bottom. That'll make that into 6/15. Same denominator, so what's 6 plus 5? That would be 11/15, and there's nothing to simplify.